Hello, and welcome to another chapter of a tome pulled right off the shelves at the heart of the Jakuls. As always, I'm your skilled host, Lothrin, and there's ever so much more data to relay. So let's get to it, shall we? Go grab a filling meal, settle into a cozy spot, and pay accurate attention to Fleet Part 73, Hardness. Why is there a kid practicing drawing his laser pistol over and over again in my office? Vildar was all business and no joy, as usual.
What a fucking stonewall of a man. Alduin shrugged, but commented anyway. Thorin gets bored without a task, so I told him to practice his weapon seals while we spoke. You know, be constructive with the time we've got.
Whatever. Are you any closer to solving this thing? We found another body. People are starting to flee to all their space stations in the area. We need everyone we can get our hands on right now. I cannot stress that enough, Alduin.
What's the strangest thing you've ever witnessed? Vildar narrowed his eyes at Alduin in the chair opposite him. Right. Archivist. Forgot for a moment. Strange is your bread and butter. You ever seen a 9-foot-tall man with no face pulp a man's skull like it was a rotten fruit?
You saw a Wogan. Interesting. Vildar asked, leaning back in his chair, looking like it was just another Tuesday. Which it was. This was the Grigari system after all.
Super muscly, gigantic, no necks, all shoulder and silence. That the sort of Wojan you were thinking about? Vildar nodded, remaining silent while confirming Alduin's sighting. Did you know it was walking around Bitterrock, smashing heads wherever it finds them? Were you looking for this thing?
Wojan are impossible to track unless you know they're in the area already. You need a piece of them first. They're all sort of the same. They're not alive, not like you and me, but now that I know one's here, it'll be much harder for Arzezo to use it against us.
Well, Arzezo does have one, and it was sent to tie up a loose end.
That apartment that you had me send people to, there was an extra room there, a false wall. Nothing else, though.
Oh, well, of course there fucking wasn't. My fucking luck, burn it all. Why would I have any leads I didn't have to fight tooth and nail for? Alduin asked of the air around him, fully pissed off at his regular misfortunes.
We also, the men I sent down there found a lot of interesting marks, as if they were made by a beast of some kind.
Bitterrock can't be devoid of animal life, now can it? Alduin countered, feeling the monster inside of himself curl and clench, ready to strike at Vildar.
It has life, sure, but see this display next to my desk? It shows me that none of those animals, and a few odd plants, are near the base. Not where they are precisely, just that they're not near Bitterrock.
Just what kind of bullets does this gun of mine fire? Alduin countered.
Well, that depends. Vildar leaned forward ever so slightly. It's not really a gun, you see. I know. It looks like one, suspiciously like one. But the Vu are the Vu, and Saivon, the namesake craftsman, well, he made specialized, purification devices.
If it's not a gun, why did it fire like a gun when Cam held it in his hand? Tell me that.
I heard a story once. Alduin shot an accusatory glare Vildar's way, but the old archivist ignored it, continuing with his sideways explanation. Cam, as a boy, he was helping his sister and father repair some guns. Cam has a fantastic gift, to know the internal form of a thing by holding it, but in the hands of an innocent, well, that's not really a gift, is it?
You're saying he shot himself with a gun when no one was looking?
I didn't say any such thing, just that I heard a story. One that you didn't let me finish.
How does that? Alduin trailed off. Cam doesn't build or fire weapons. He lets Kath do all that, doesn't he?
Not since that day, or so the story that I heard goes.
But he fired the gun when we first met, or it seemed like it was a gun in his hands. Alduin finished the thought he'd already leapt upon, hunted through the woods, tracked it through the darkness, and cornered it in a small cave.
It's just a purification device. Nothing more, nothing less.
How does any of that apply to me and Claws?
I didn't say the claws had anything to do with you. Vildar fell back against his chair, placing his hands casually behind his head, as smug and self-satisfied as anyone could ever be, smiling like the sly fucker he'd been throughout this entire conversation.
Hey boss, are we done yet? I'm all finished with practicing. I'm sure there's more stuff we have to work on with the case. Can we just go back to the office or something?
Alduin twisted to look at the boy, worried about Thorin's future, worried about what horrible forces would be placed at the kid's feet because of Alduin's involvement with these ancient machines of dread. He felt the primordial beast in his gut roll around and thrash against whatever hands might guide those evils Thorin's way. Alduin felt the smallest bit of comfort at that.
Do you have anything that can help with the investigation? Vildar asked of Alduin.
Othane gave me a name, Modal. Alduin knew the mistake as soon as the dark, scared, and tension-laden look on Vildar's face responded to the tightly wound string of sounds. How bad is it, Vildar?
That's a Zir word. It means servant. Vildar didn't comment further.
And that was what worried Alduin more than he'd ever felt such a weight upon him.
And so it is. Our time together has once more come to a close. I hope each and every one of you enjoyed the tale as much as I have, the telling of it. As always, I've been your dedicated host, Lothrin, and this was Fleet Part 73, Hardness, another tale right from the heart of the Jakuls. And now, sadly, ever so sadly, we must once again part ways. Korvoth, guide them back along the proper path, back to the safety they know all too well.
Yes, sir, Lothrin. Zir. Gross. They got their terrible fingers in all the wrong places. Ugh. Back to work, though. A pleasant greeting and a fond farewell to each and all. Please leave all your comments, questions, and kindnesses down below. Don't you let me catch a single one of you leaving any of that nasty, abusive, or dreadful stuff, though. You keep all that garbage to yourselves. Got it? Not once, not never. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to help us learn, spread, and grow. And don't forget that we strongly encourage each and every one of you to stay safe out there. See you again tomorrow for Fleet Part 74. Good night and good luck. You'll need it. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye-bye-bye. See you again tomorrow. Bye-bye-bye-bye. Bye-bye. 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 Bye-bye.